All right, guys, I just got back from Copperhead 8. If you guys don't know what that is an airsoft Milsim event held down in Playas, New Mexico. So a lot of you guys are now wondering, hey, how do I get into this? Looks like a ton of fun. And what do I need to attend a Milsim event? So I'm going to show you guys what I brought. And this was done, I would say, fairly budget and on very short notice. So if you want to go in with pretty much, I guess, the bare minimum, even though like the plate care and all this stuff isn't the bare minimum, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did on, like I said, this was literally done on 1 week notice. So first we have here a battery operated, I believe they're called AEG rifle. This is a standard 16-inch rifle with M-LOK rail, Picatinny on top, and we also have Picatinny on the sides here, which is pretty cool. This shoots in semi and full auto, and this is a Lancer Tactical coming in at around 280 bucks before tax. One of the questions I had, guys, was whether or not you can actually use your real accessories on these rifles, and you totally can. This is my sling from my actual AR. This is a real Eotech Exps 3 sitting on top of a Unity mount, which can now actually be found on lastshotaz.com. Whole point of a Unity mount is so that you don't have to dip your head as much when acquiring your sights. And also, guys, you'll hear a lot of people talk about how it's useful when you're running under nods in case you need to do you know, some aiming through the actual sight with nods and you don't have a laser, like I didn't. And let me tell you, during the night session, that Unity mount actually came in handy fairly well, being that I had no laser, so I had to actually, with my nods, look through the optic. So that's pretty much the whole rifle setup. Now you're gonna need some stuff to support the rifle, as usual. So our event, they allowed us to carry 7 mags on us. So what I did was got 7 mags. You're also going to need a crank speed loader. And it's pretty simple. You just insert the mag in the speed loader, it'll lock in, and then you just crank to actually load the mag. Now every time you pull these mags out, BBs are gonna fall out. It is what it is. One thing to note, guys, these speed loaders are very durable. They're not made of the best quality, so expect for them to kind of break sooner or later. My first speed loader that I bought, I kid you not, I went to like crank it like 3 times, fresh mag, and then it broke. So there you go, I had to buy a second one. Another thing you guys are gonna need is extra battery packs. So this isn't 3 batteries, this is actually 1 pack. I think these are like individual cells. So yeah, so I got 3 extra battery packs. What I would recommend if you're just doing an American Milsim event where there's like a break in between days, right? You fight, go home, fight again the next day. I would recommend just getting 1 extra battery pack, even though I got 3 of them total. Reason being is that if you do run out of battery, you don't want to be kind of caught with your ass hanging out. You want to be able to swap batteries. And I did run out of battery on day 2, but I think that was because I didn't swap batteries from day 1. Now, for battery chargers, you're going to be wanting to get some sort of battery charger. I went with a Titan battery charger. Everything I mentioned in this video can be found in the description box below. Titan battery charger, super great. I think it was like 35 bucks off Amazon. Now the final thing for the rifle, obviously we're gonna need BBs. A lot of guys were recommending 0.3 gram BBs at the minimum. I still experienced a lot of wind deflection with these BBs. It also could be the rifle. I know if you spend, you know, a little bit more money on a nicer rifle, your BBs are probably gonna shoot with a lot more flatter of a trajectory as opposed to curving to the left and right. But yeah, 0.3 gram BBs at the minimum, guys. And there was a lot of guys running like 0.32, 0.36. So anything under 0.3 though, I wouldn't recommend, and that's just what was told to me. So getting into headwear, I'm gonna keep this one pretty simple. This is a GoPro Hero 9 Black. I'm sure you guys want to capture all the action like I did. Mounted to a Brain Exploder mount, which is then mounted to this Team Wendy bump helmet. And then as far as ear pro goes, you guys, yeah, you are going to want some sort of ear pro. These thermobaric flashbangs and grenades that people actually throw inside the houses, especially inside the house, it's very echoey, can get loud. So definitely wear some sort of ear pro. So ear pro, these are just Howard lights. And the way I ran it was terrible. So here's definitely something that I'm changing. At the end of this video, I'm going to go over things that I would change, because the whole point of these things, right? Or not the whole point, but one of the points of these Milsim events is to shake out your kit. Anyways, here's how I was running the Air Pro. Terrible mistake. And again, I wasn't the most prepared, but I ran the Ear Pro. On top of that, I ran the helmet. I would never ever do that, guys. I would recommend, if it comes down to that, just finding some earplugs and just running with the earplugs. When it comes to iPro, you're gonna want something that's Z87 rated. Z87, I believe, just rates it like as a ballistic iPro. There's gonna be tons of guys shooting at your face, so definitely don't cheap out on iPro. These were only like 30 bucks max. Moving on to the actual kit. So this is my real plate carrier. This is a Cry JPC 2.0, and this is outfitted with a Haley Strategic D3 CRX. It holds 4 rifle, 4 pistol, and you have 2 pouches here to hold some goodies. As you can see, I'm kind of managing my cables for my Baofeng in this pouch. So yeah, let's address the radio quickly. You are going to need some sort of comms. Baofeng, super cheap. I believe it's under 40 bucks on Amazon. This is a Baofeng UV5R, and then hooked up into this is a push-to-talk. Then hooked up into the push-to-talk is this 3.5 millimeter jack, like so. I'll show you guys how this works. So this is going to go into your ear pro. Again, so a 3.5 millimeter jack is what's going to connect your ear pro to your push-to-talk. If you're not running a helmet, then what you could do is simply this. Your Baofeng connects into the push-to-talk, which then connects into your Howard lights or whatever other ear pro has a 3.5 millimeter jack, so that when somebody talks, you hear it in your ear pro. Then when you need to talk, you just hit the push-to-talk and your teammates can hear you. So the only way I'm running this like type of ear pro again is if I'm either not wearing a helmet, or my next set of ear pro, which this is what's going to happen, is going to be mounted to the actual helmet, because you guys can only imagine the amount of hot spots I had on the head between, you know, the helmet with the ear pro under it and then the eye pro. My nose, ears, head was just burning the whole time, and I think that's going to be the biggest wear point for people. They're going to realize that their kit is, and the stuff they're wearing is causing them a lot of hot spots. So I think before you honestly give out cardiovascularly, not I think, I honestly, you're going to have all these hot spots way before you give out cardiovascularly. So yeah, Haley Strategic rig on the front, and then I have Defender level 4 plates inside, which if I have to wear plates, I'm definitely not going level 4s. These bitches were uncomfortable. So I got a Haley Strategic flat pack on the back, and then in the flat pack, all I had, I didn't really have any snacks on me. Luckily I had some nice teammates too, where I can kind of rely on them for the food. In the flat pack is a 2-liter hydration bladder. Super cheap, dude. 15 bucks, didn't burst on me, did its job, and then I routed this tube through my left shoulder strap, just so that it's not getting in the way of me shouldering my rifle. And then, you know, whenever I needed a sip of water. This is honestly probably the most important piece of like kit you'll need all weekend. It's this hydration bladder. So highly recommend running with one of those. Moving down, this is a standard 2-piece belt. I have a double pistol Kiwi over here, S-Stacks, and then I have a T-Rex Arms Mars carrier for a rifle mag, a dump pouch, I have my med pouch, and then as you can see right here, there's no pistol. I did not see the whole weekend. I literally saw nobody pull out their pistol and actually use it. So guys, that's one huge thing. I thought, hey, I need a pistol to go to this event. You don't need a pistol to go to one of these events. You really only need a rifle. So that was some money saved right there. Moving on to the uniform, we were assigned a UFS. So UFS had to wear some sort of multicam with tan in it. So we were tan, the other team was green. Obviously this multicam has tan in it, and then this is a multicam arid. So all I did was go on Amazon and I searched up combat shirt, combat pants with knee pads, and dude, it held out perfectly fine. As far as the boots go, I got combat boots off Amazon, 60 bucks. So this whole outfit, as opposed to just buying a pair of Cry pants for 250, this whole outfit of what I'm wearing, shirt, pants, shoes, was actually a decent amount under 200 bucks. I think it came in around like 160, 170 bucks. Now going into one of the most important things, what I would change, how my kit was, I guess, effectively shaken out. Starting from the top, I have honestly nothing I would change about the rifle right now. I would never do this again. I would either wear ear plugs or I would wear helmet mounted ear pro, which is what I'm planning on doing next time. Now, the biggest change, guys, a lot of us, day one, we were like all gung-ho about running with the plate carriers, training how you fight. At the end of day one, we were pretty much like, fuck that. And I would not wear a plate carrier next time, honestly. I would just run a chest rig, hook it up to my flat pack, and trust me guys, that's all you need. You're gonna be faster and you're gonna be far more comfortable, because like I said, for me personally, it wasn't the cardio that killed me, and I don't think it was the cardio that really killed anybody. I didn't see anybody that actually couldn't move throughout the day. However, it was all the hot spots. Like, guys were so tired at the end of the day because their traps are burning, their ears are burning, their eye pro's been wearing on their nose. Just like I said, a bunch of hot spots. So my biggest, I guess, takeaways from this are the ear pro, and also running a chest rig as opposed to a plate carrier. One other thing, guys, that I didn't touch on yet is the mask. When it comes to masks, really do your due diligence in finding a good mask. And I think I was recommended one. If I can actually find the link, I'll link it down below in the description box. But the mask I got was a One Tigris mask. I don't recommend it because one, it's just honestly a mess. I think as opposed to a mask, if I had to, I would want to wear some sort of mouth guard, but that might also get really uncomfortable as the day goes on. But the One Tigris mask, so it covered my face and it covered my ears. Now, again, guys, I was running the Ear Pro under the helmet. So I have this thing covering my face and ears. Then I had to put the Ear Pro on. Then I had to put the helmet on. And I think in about half an hour, I was like, forget this. I'm not wearing this mask. And I didn't wear a mask on day 2. And that was probably also another huge change in terms of a lot of guys on the team. A lot of guys on the team, day 1, yeah, wear the mask. And guys, trust me, you are going to get shot in the face. So it is ideal to wear a mask. However, it was so uncomfortable that all of us pretty much said forget the mask on day 2, and we just ran with no mask. But there is a mask, guys, that if I can find it, I'll link it in the description, and I think it's going to be a pretty viable option, and I'm going to try to wear it at the next event, which is maybe going to be this December. But other than that, guys, if you have any questions, you know, feel free to leave it in the comment section down below. Feel free to DM us. Like I said, Unity mounts can be found on lastshotaz.com. All in all, when it comes to airsoft, there's so much stuff you can take from going to a Milsim event that you can never, ever get on a flat range. So one, your situational awareness is going to be tested to a whole nother level. You know, there's situational awareness in terms of getting out of your car and checking your surroundings. Then there's situational awareness as in, is that my teammate that I'm shooting at? Is it not?
Yeah,
I have tons of guys all over me. I have tons of teams that I don't have comms with. So situational awareness is definitely heightened. And honestly, I'm just blown away at how just honestly eye-opening one of these Milsim events was. And it really tests so many different skill sets that that you just honestly can't test on a flat range. Especially if a lot of you guys are just working in a single lane, guys. Like, you know, an event like this is going to test pretty much everything. One of the big ones it tested was communication. Like, hey, if you can't communicate properly with your teammates, you're honestly just going to die. So definitely get out there, guys. Let's try to do a good job of bridging the gap between the airsoft and the gun community. And I think honestly we're seeing a lot more of a rise in people shooting competitions because it's, I guess, kind of like more realistic, and it's working more realistic things like movement, transitioning, stuff like that. Now, guys, I think if you, especially you competition guys, if you combine competition shooting with Milsim events like force-on-force stuff, I think your skill set and your toolbox is going to be far better equipped. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Like I said, everything is in the description box. And until the next one.